Oh, it's this thing.
Well, that's fine. Where are you going to see the comments?
Good question.
I can just open up connection.
So that's thinking. After I saw that at least.
Hello. Oh look! Oh, you're so cute. There we go. Are you there in chat? Hi, Pitbulls. Hi, Bridget. Tiny bisexual frog. Wait, I need. Here, let me go grab the little stand. Hi, everyone.
Oh, they're right there. You're trolling
Oh,
me.
we can see it. Look, okay, we've never gone live on the phone before, but a lot of people wanted us to go live, so we just figured that we would.
I just remembered I'm legally blind without my glasses.
Yeah,
1 second.
yeah, exactly. I might need mine too.
Where are they?
They're over here.
I need my glasses. I can't see. Watch the YouTube, Sam.
I have a check.
The call box is talking to me. It says,
So we thought we would do like a little live to kind of go over
Hello.
more stuff that we got in the mail.
Hi, Jerry.
And maybe do like a little Q&A, answer some questions from you guys. Thought it would be kind of fun.
I'm going to sit a little closer. Yeah, we have had loads of questions and loads of different people just wanting to know this or that. And while most of it has been answered, because we've just posted now, I believe, 51 video shorts worth of updates, and then the long form mail opening, not everybody has obviously followed that all the way through. And so a few things. How old are the puppies? They're like 3 weeks and 4 days old. I
Yeah,
think they were born on the 16th,
January 16th.
January
Yeah.
16th.
I love how we're still getting people in the comments of the first video that are like, why don't you take care of her? You're such a hypocrite.
Why
And
don't
we're
you
like,
guys take her in?
what do you think we're doing?
Eyes would be nice. Clicking the channel and using your prefrontal cortex.
Hi, Terry. So we're gonna open the mail, and then we're gonna go out into the sheds and spend some time with the puppies.
Yes, we are going to do this first because my only concern, we kind of wanted to stream live for a few days, but again, we've never done it, is the shed is pretty far away from the Wi-Fi. We have really nice fiber internet, but we're not so sure how it'll hold up out there, or else we would start out there with the puppies.
It might not reach.
Yeah, exactly. And we have a lot of stuff to open, but we like to share that with you guys. We don't want it to feel like anybody is missed or anybody isn't getting recognition that they deserve for at least seeing what it is that they contributed towards. So we're going to do this first and answer some questions, and then see how the connection holds up out there with the pupper snups and Mama probably trying to knock over the tripod and everything like that. So finally, I found I have this big old Masterballreptiles Sharpie that I can use to black out our address. Do we play League of Legends? Yes, we're both support mains off junglers.
Yeah.
If that
I've been
reveals
playing,
anything
I've been
to you.
playing League since season 2, so
Same.
2012. Hi, Mama. We have a little bunny that runs around. If you'll see him
Is
in
it
the
Paul?
background, yeah.
Oh, hey, Mama.
Come on, Mama. He's not interested.
Are you interested in boxes?
I think what's
You have a question?
maybe I can get him to come over here.
Solari, we're not sure. We haven't yet weighed her. And while I'm thinking about to start, we got a number of these little puppy chew toys, these little bamboo sticks that are pretty rigid plastic. Hmm? Oh, yeah, we'll come for treats. Look right here. See if we can get the bonbon out here. Yes! We give them little pieces of little bits of dried fruit, sometimes as treats. This is Paul Bunyan, our little half Netherlands dwarf.
This is one of the
boy.
reasons why we can't keep Solari.
Yes.
We keep 3 rooms, this whole living room section. We have this entire living room here carpeted, and our reptile room, and she will chase anything that runs.
Yeah,
So,
precisely.
and bunnies are so sensitive, she could kill him like that. So we just, it's too scary for us, and some dogs really never grow out of it, so I think it would just be best that she goes into a home that has either other dogs, which she does get used to, or no animals.
Alright, so I have 3 questions backed up. First one, how much does she weigh? We think she weighs about 50 pounds right now. She's a little underweight because of how long she was starved on the street. What are all the puppies' names? We have Bly, Cody, Rex, Jet, Aster, or Gorda, we call her, Opal, and Mandrake. And as some of you might know, there was an 8th puppy who unfortunately on day 4 passed away, which often will happen to some not insignificant percentage of most litters in the first week.
That kind of ruined my whole day.
Yeah, that was the 3rd female.
I went out there in the morning and I found her, but we were told it's called fading puppy syndrome. She was eating, she was using the bathroom, but as she was growing, but our vet tech said that sometimes it's just a failure to thrive, and so now we've got 7 little polar bears. Well, 4 are polar bears, the other ones are, I think they're dogs.
Yeah, indeed. And Lou, don't worry, I saw you, dear. We have been, and we have, it's a second.
Oh yeah,
One of the bugs.
so it was suggested to get more of the different things to for the puppies to play with. So some people wanted to buy 1 of each for the puppies, and then depending on the volume of things and kind of while supplies last, whenever people adopt the puppies, we're going to be able to send them with some toys, with a harness, with leashes. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah, and you'll notice most of the toys are still in here because they're not quite old enough to play with them. So we're just literally counting the days until we can have puppy playtimes. Lou, I'm getting to you. This big old box was generously sent to us via Amazon. This is a big doggy crate, and the reason it's not out there already is because before we separate her out, just to give her time to rest and be by herself, the puppies need to be weaned. That's what we were suggested. So they still have another week or 2 before this crate gets set up and put out there with her crate mat. Now, Lou, the answer to that is we want to. We have had multiple people suggest that we take on other animals after these puppies are gone. And honestly, even in our personal lives, that's what people have suggested. We've been getting loads of comments about rolling the support into another animal, which is really something that I was considering from the get-go. We take care of a lot of animals as is. Our ferret is a little special needs, and he only has the 1 eyeball. We're fostering a guinea pig that somebody surrendered to us, who's going to go to his forever home pretty soon. And so taking care of animals is part of our day-to-day as it is. The only hiccup, for transparency's sake, is the shed, which was here when we moved in, was originally already allocated for our lizard, our black-throat monitor, Brachus, who, if anybody's familiar with monitors, they're the most intelligent lizard species on the planet. They can learn their names, they can learn the target training, they can learn who their keepers are, and he, as a male, will get to be 8-9 feet as an adult. So we were planning on putting him in the shed. So the main thing would be trying to figure out housing, essentially, because the shed was just a marvelous blessing when we moved in at the end of April. We moved into this house for that to be here in the first place. It's a very nice 10 by 10 concrete foundation. It was completely bare bones, so I put in all of the insulation, and then the chicken wire on the bottom to keep the puppies from creating a snowstorm in there and clawing it up, and obviously the lights and everything like that. So that's all new for them. It was cleaned out, it was swept, it was vacuumed, all that. So really the major thing would be, what are we taking in? What accommodations does it need? Because we have experience with reptiles, with birds, with small mammals. Obviously we have the ferret, the bunny, the guinea pig, we keep rats. So it would really come down to what opportunities present themselves for us to be able to help whatever baby comes next, because we really do want to roll these resources into the next animal in need.
Yeah, we have a lot of animals. We started off really just with my 3 cats when we moved in together at the beginning of 2019, and we ended up getting some snakes, and we started kind of a little hobby of breeding snakes and in the reptile hobby, and then it kind of went downhill from there. We actually adopted a rat, and then we ended up with tons of rats because they're just really great pets. And we now, as of this point right now, we have downsized, and then of course some of the animals have passed away. And so we have about 35 animals right now. We've got our parrot who's sleeping right now. We have a conure, a dusty conure. We have 2 chinchillas. We have a guinea pig that we're fostering. He said that's my friend is going to adopt. We've got a bunch of rats. We have a frog that we found while hiking and brought in. We've got a black throat monitor lizard. We have a red tegu, 2 ackee monitors, a tarantula, tons of snakes, a ferret. Did I say bunny already? We have so many animals, and we the reason why this was so scary was because we already have like a budget that we had every month that was enough to feed us and make sure our animals were all taken care of. Then we were taking on these dogs, and I was calling around different shelters. Everywhere was full, and they were
Testing, hold on. Says they can't hear you. Can you hear me all right? Is it the distance? Is it just her specifically? I don't know what's going on here. Anybody else?
I wonder if it's like the connection or something.
No, they say it's only you. Get a little closer. You're muffled.
Oh yeah, I can get a little closer. But yeah, we have a ton of animals, and it was just kind of like, this was a big thing to take on, as well as the fact that, like I said, the shed was kind of designed for our lizard that needs to kind of move in there soon. So we're like, we definitely have been looking into maybe doing this more regularly. We've always really liked the idea of taking on animals that needed rescue, like homes, or there was a lizard at the local reptile place by us that we almost adopted. He was in there for a while, and he only had one eye, and we were like, maybe we can adopt him.
Captain
and then I was
Jack.
like, we called him Captain Jack. We saw him all the time. And I was like, I don't know if I should adopt, I don't know if we could take on that financial responsibility. So, yeah, sorry, the fish tank is just kind of loud.
Let me turn that off just to make sure we don't have the filter running.
Right now, it's actually not a big deal as far as, like, sleep goes. We usually stay up late. We usually go to bed around like between 1 and like 3 in the morning, and we wake up around like between 10 and noon. And as of right now, he gives her last meal at 12.
11.
At 11.
She eats at 11, 6, and 11.
And then we usually, right before we go to bed, we'll go out, we'll make sure everything's good, change any pads that we need to, and then we'll just shut the door to the shed, and then she can push it open if she needs to, but she'll usually just like come out whenever she needs to use the bathroom. And we were testing it to make sure that if the puppies wandered close to the shed door, that she would like herd them back over. And then right outside the shed door, there's more chicken wire that's like the plastic chicken wire.
It's vinyl coated,
Yeah,
so it's like
it's vinyl
soft.
coated.
It's not
So
something
that
they'll
is
pop themselves on.
like a section outside. So even if they did wander outside for any reason, they can't get past that. We just had to take some precautions because we have a pond. So we have koi fish as well. So we wanted to make sure they didn't like wander and get into the pond or something, because they're starting to walk around now and roam the shed.
But yeah, so one of the things that's been given to us was a plethora of puppy pads, because I did not respect how many of those we were going to go through.
I feel like it's like, we don't have kids yet, but I feel like it's like that, where it's like, you become a new parent and you're like, wow, I didn't realize how many diapers that babies will go through. It's like that, where you're like, oh, I didn't realize how many pads they were gonna go through every single day.
Yeah.
So we have the the two set, like the two square pads and the two round ones. The square ones we lay on the floor and then put pads around it and only expose the part where they're gonna lay, like where there's a blanket. and then we put the round one on Mama's bed because they'll pee on her bed too. And then usually we'll swap those out, and then we'll put the fresh ones in, wash the other ones, and then we'll just do that swap throughout the day. And it's a lot less stressful because there isn't as much laundry, because most of the like bottom one is covered in pads, and then if they do pee on the washable ones, that doesn't get all the blankets all covered in pee, so it's definitely easier. So those have been really nice.
And the next that we haven't quite shown yet is we got a whole plethora of sort of walking apparatus. So we got little harnesses for each of them. We got harnesses, collars, which I believe you guys have seen already, and we have these leashes. They're boxed up right now, but they're this bright neon yellow that will be going, or orange, yeah, I'm trolling. That'll be going with their new owners, just so if they walk them at night or at dusk, they're super hard to miss.
Yeah,
Bright security orange.
I had told you guys I had a husky that she used to love walking at night because it gets so hot in the summer. So we figured, you know, people are going to be doing a lot of walking at night. People drive crazy. So I ended up picking out these like super bright, and they have like a reflective, trim. So if when the light hits them, they're so like you can't miss it, you know.
And I will move on to this thing. I don't know what this is.
And then we can send those with the we can send those with whoever adopts the puppies.
Yes, they will be getting their collar, their harness, their leash, and a plethora of toys.
As far as I know, I believe that puppies can start going on little walks, like short walks, after their second set of shots.
Yes.
So we were going to try our best to maybe do a little walk with them, you know, maybe alternate like a couple puppies a day or something. Just so that they can start getting used to walking around.
Yes.
We're kind of putting in a lot of extra work just because we want them to be set up for success when they go into their new home.
We're keeping them for some of the most important socialization weeks of their lives. So trying to make sure. Yeah, here's more. There's more of these harnesses I was just talking about.
There should be enough for all 7 puppies.
And then this is the praise God. Okay, yeah, this is the automatic feeder. We have a little electric portion control, like automatic feeder, just if we have to pop out. Mostly during those critical hours, 11, 6, 11. It's nice to be able to deploy food at range. It doesn't have a huge capacity, but it's enough to feed a meal at range. Oh, and then we have our little collapsible water bottle, because I'm going to start walking Solare soon, and this is just to be able to give her water while we are out and about. Oh, that's from Tanya. Thank you so much, dear.
So, when will you add more stuff to the Amazon? So, we actually have been adding things and then as we need them, and people just buy them so fast, it just disappears. So, what I was going to tell everybody is, you know, as of right now, I think we have what we think we need, and then it'll change, you know, as they age. Maybe we need a thing here or there. We'll need, you know, we'll pick up more dog food as we need it and more puppy pads as we need it. But I was gonna say, if there are any like specific toys, like cute toys or little playthings that you want to send for the puppies that you thought might be cute for us to, you know, give to them and let them play with, you guys can comment that, and we can add it to the list, you know, just for fun. If you're like, you know, hey, there's this cute little toy I want to see them play with, we can do that, and then we can send it with them or something.
Yeah, a lot of the things that we're putting on, we've tried to think of literally every single contingency for every single thing, because people just, by the grace of God, people just keep asking what it is that they need further. And some things we've put on and taken off because the only like remaining stuff that I can think of, because we've gotten a lot of comments about like the food we feed them, since we feed them the Kirkland food at the request of the vet tech we work with. But the only thing that like beyond that has been, you know, higher quality food, higher quality wet foods, higher quality kibble foods, and things like that. But that sort of gets expensive really quick. People don't really have sort of an idea when they're like, what are you feeding this garbage? It's like, because top drawer stuff is really expensive, and there's a lot of dogs. Do they have treats? The puppies themselves don't have treats. Mom does.
They
so
have
Solari
little-
has a lot.
The only thing the puppies have as far as like edibles go is they have these little teething sticks that they can chew on and they're edible.
Can you hand me that? Just
but-
for next.
We didn't really get them a lot of treats just for Mama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the main thing, if anybody feels inclined to give, the biggest thing is mostly just donations for food at this point, because we don't really like to order food off of Amazon because it's usually upcharged and it takes a long time to get here. But other than that, we're adding things as we think of them or as the need arises, because we're still going to have them for another 2 months at least. Don't cut towards yourself.
As far as the research goes, Costco brand dog food is like mid-tier. It's like if you feed it to them and then you supplement in some healthy things here and there, you're doing pretty a-okay.
Most of the thing is the ingredient list is good. It's just since it's manufactured by Blue Diamond, which is a little bit of a larger company, sourcing can be an issue if you care. But the
Yeah.
ingredient list is good.
The woman we were watching said the only reason why it would be listed not higher is because it's possible they may not have the most ethical sourcing.
Yeah.
So if we can find something that's like on like in her opinion, or she's a pet nutritionist. She's called like what the tattooed dog person. I don't remember. Tattooed dog trainer.
Oh,
But,
hold on, really quick. Thank
oh,
God.
yeah.
Yes, we have some bone chews. We have some pig femur here for Mama.
And I wanted to answer this question.
Yeah.
Did you answer the question about socializing them with small animals?
Oh, yes. Here's our plan with that really quick. We are very, very, very strongly considering adopting one of the puppies for ourselves. With that in mind, as the puppies start to develop their personalities, every dog is different. So some can be a lot more relaxed, some can sort of have a higher prey drive. It can depend on breed, but it also depends from dog to dog. So there are at least 3 of them that we will be, probably once they get their first round of vaccinations, week 4, 5, 6, 7, bringing them in one by one to sort of see how they interact with the animals while they're still too small to do any harm. And based on that personality, we'll very much inform which one we are going to adopt, because we've just been falling in love with them as a whole, but 3 in particular, and it's really a toss-up between 3 of those puppers.
So I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just wanted to say I was waiting until it was finalized on their end, but I
did
am
you see
very pleased to announce that we have selected Jet's forever home.
Yes.
So Jet has found his forever home, and I will be posting the video of him telling his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She's a 15-year-old girl, and she made a PowerPoint for her family to explain to them why they needed to adopt a new dog and adopt Jet. I can't wait. It was absolutely, it just completely, it just, my heart.
Yeah.
When he sent it, I was like, oh my
We've been
God.
corresponding with the family, and they're all wonderful and well prepared and
So,
exactly what we're looking for.
They are adopting him, and they named him Tico. It's
Tico.
Tycho, so that's what they're calling him, Tico. And I'll be posting that reaction video.
Yes, we just
soon.
got that. So you'll definitely be seeing that. And yeah. So we are thrilled to now have doggy number 2.
Yes.
With their forever home
So
selected.
Mandrake and the
There
black
she
one,
is.
Jet, now
Congratulations, sweetheart.
Tico. Wait, where?
Gaming girl.
Oh, gaming girl. Oh, how sweet.
Oh, she's
We're
here.
we're
Can't believe
so
it.
excited, and you know what? We're gonna send so many pictures and videos as he grows up, so you have all those memories as well. It's gonna be really fun.
Yes. So to bank off of, I don't want to follow that,
I
but
know,
we have
right?
other blessings.
So we wanted to. Oh yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay, more stuff for Mama. We got these big meaty bully sticks. She loves chewing bones.
She is a
getting
very
all the bits off
she's
of
a
it.
very, very aggressive chewer, and so we have to be very careful with the toys that we give her and make sure that the bones that she has are good for aggressive chewers. So whatever your recommendations are, you can leave them in the comments, and it's really fun because again, this is a dog that was kept outside in a backyard with really nothing to call her own, like a little sad dog house for, just her whole life. So we are just trying to give her everything that we can to just make her feel loved, and she gets to be a dog. She's been roaming the neighborhood since June of last year. We moved in April. We started seeing her around June.
Hi, Faith.
And we would try to give her a dog toy, try to shake it or throw it, and she would cower and flinch and take off running because she was so scared. I think that the people that owned her, I think they used to throw things at her.
That
and
seems the most
it
likely.
seems the most likely because of her reaction. When we would try to throw a ball or a toy, she would flinch and run. So I think they just used to throw stuff at her. So we've just been trying to basically just break all that fear and just try to help her be a dog again. And so she started playing with toys for the first time, and that video is on my YouTube as well, where she's playing with a toy for the very first time. And so she loves balls, and she loves things that squeak. If there's anything that you can recommend that is really tough for aggressive chewers that squeaks, she loves it, because if it fabric, too thin of material, even some rubbers, she'll have them destroyed in 10 minutes. But those turtles that got sent to us, those turtles have still not died, and she loves those. We know she's playing with them because we'll find them in different places in the yard.
Yeah, she has a little toy stash
in the morning
spot. Yeah. So, and then the last thing in this box, we have the Rio link so that we can set up the puppy cam just for our own peace of mind, and so we have a way to look in on them with 2K night vision. And so that's going to get installed ASAP. And there's a note from Posh for Keeps that says, "Thank you so much for taking care of Mama and her babies. I know how difficult it is, and I applaud you for doing all you can to make such a difference in these innocent fur lives. So thank you so much, sweetheart."
So I was looking, so the DNA tests can take 2 to 4 weeks. So right now the test is en route to the Embark facility. When they receive it, they'll send me an email, and I can update as we go. I think mine took about 2 weeks. It was pretty fast. I think it took less than 3 weeks. So I know waiting sucks, believe me, I hate it, but it's gonna be really fun when we find out. That's gonna be Aster, so the white, bigger female.
Aster is one of the 3 we're considering keeping, and she's sort of right up there.
So we have not selected a forever home for Mama, but we have had almost, I think, 100 applicants
Over
for
100.
all the puppies, and we're basically just going through and vetting who we think will be the best home. We are being a little picky now that we've had more selections. And I hope everyone knows that if they don't get selected to adopt a puppy or a Mama, it's not personal. We just, we're responsible for these innocent lives now, and we have to make sure that our decision that impacts their life forever is the best one for them. And like I said, it's not personal if we select somebody over you, if you put them out if you've applied for adoption. And we're really excited to see them go to their forever homes, and hopefully we can get that information, when they get the DNA test, we can get that info, and I think it'll be really fun to find out, and just even when they go to their new homes, we can kind of all be waiting on the fence to see, what their breed is behind closed doors.
It's a blessing that we have the luxury of choice to ensure that each animal goes to literally the best place for them that we can manage. So that's sort of a longer-winded process, especially with Mama, because obviously she's a little older. She's not old by any means. She's probably 2.5.
Yeah, the neighbor says that he doesn't think she's quite 2 yet. You can kind of estimate by their teeth. I don't know how to do it. I know a vet can. But she is seeing a vet on March 30th. She's going to get a full checkup, and she is going to get all of her shots, and she will be spayed on March 30th. She's a great Mama, but she never has to have puppies again. She gets to rest and just be a dog.
So that's already scheduled and all covered, and obviously, as pretty much everybody here knows, there's proof of a veterinary appointment and the name of the vet required to adopt any of the puppies. A vet which we will be calling to ensure that they do attend their appointment. But you got some of this one?
And the vet that we're going to as well, if any of you guys are watching that might adopt a puppy here locally, we were actually told by one of the trainers over at PetSmart that he recommends vets that are down the hill, down, you know, in the Riverside area, or like, you know, on the south side of Cajon Pass. We have a vet, and if you're local, we go to the Pedley Veterinary Hospital in Riverside. They're absolutely incredible. Some of the most incredible, kindest people I have ever met at a vet. And they spayed my cat. They took really good care of her when she was sick, and so I highly recommend them. They're absolutely incredible. Also, Loving Hands Animal Hospital, and that's in Chino, I think. They take care of our ferret. So
yes. They helped him with his
super,
surgery
super
and with
great.
the tummy bug and his bronchitis when he caught bronchitis recently.
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't for them.
Oh,
Oh, it's printing paper.
it's just my paper.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I have an
No,
Etsy.
that's not for the puppies. That was
I-
just in the stack.
I run an
My bad.
Etsy, so I just needed more paper.
But
But I'm glad you guys get to be here with us
Yes.
through the paper opening.
thank you.
So we have the playpens here.
Yes.
What about that one? Is
We
that
have-
one open?
That's already open. We have these big old boxes over here, which I'll just pull in the frame and not open. But these are their playpens that come in a 8-panel configuration, so we can sort of organize them however we want with a really convenient door on the front, so Mama can jump in and out and we can get in and out.
Central California, nice. I grew up in La Mirada, so down by like
Yes.
Anaheim, by Knott's Berry Farm. I left for about 6 years. I joined the military, and I was in Georgia, and then I was in Texas for a year, and then I came back at the very, very end, December of 2018, and we've been here now.
But do I have anything else? I don't know. Box things, the crates.
Honestly, 2A Mama, that's what we've been thinking. Like, his dad is a pastor, and so we've called him and asked for some like wisdom and things that have been going on, and he was like, you know, if you're not spiritual or anything, that's completely fine. But you know, his dad was telling us that, you know, this life was placed in our hands for a reason, and we truly believe that. We truly believe that this opportunity was put in our hands for us to step up, and like everyone keeps saying, like, you know, this is like our village now. Like, we could not, this would have been absolutely impossible financially without the support that we've gotten. We could not have taken care of all of them. And so we're so overwhelmed and so grateful.
Yeah, it's really just been us being a conduit for the kindness of you guys, because it's people like you that have really factually changed their lives, because without the support, the financial support and the shipments that we've gotten, we would still do everything that we can to take care of her, because she's a wonderful dog, and we've known her for now months that she's been getting out and on the street and just sort of left. And one of the other dogs that they owned, who was a purebred husky named Luna, that disappeared. That was also their dog. We sort of fell in love with them and would take care of them either if we needed to eat, you know, ramen or whatever, just to make sure that they're fed. But this has just been so above and beyond anything that we could have like prepared for, that there aren't words.
Yeah,
so we very much
absolutely.
appreciate it.
Like, I say it all the time, but when I posted the video about her, I posted it like, I think like the 13th or 12th or something on TikTok. I was just like venting. I had heard stories about, like, you know, people, stuff going viral and people finding homes for animals that have been abandoned and stuff, and I was like, I'll just shoot my shot, see what happens. And I think the video got like, I don't know, 300 views, and I was like, you know, whatever. And then I ended up posting it on YouTube the day that she got, the day that she gave birth. And, you know, I had some people popping in, you know, whatever. And then a few days later, the video just started going crazy. And we started seeing, I told them, I was like, there's comments, like crazy, and the video's blowing up. And we started posting more and more updates. I had no expectations. When I posted her video on January 16th, I had 1,330 or 50 subscribers. I've been making content. I've been doing YouTube and Twitch content since 2014. I'm super happy with the community that I've grown, but it's been nothing to this caliber, and I had no expectations, because I'm a marketing major. I know what this stuff looks like, and this kind of like stuff like blowing up and this outreach is so unheard of.
It's,
This
like,
is so
impossible.
rare. It's usually just right place, right time, and it's been so overwhelming to the point where it's just like, you know, I truly believe, I'm one of those people that truly believes that things happen for a reason, and that this is kind of like a divine hand, that we were just, you know, like, this is our responsibility. We gotta take care of these babies. And like, when we brought her in 3 days before her birth, and it's starting to warm up a little bit, but at the beginning of January, we were getting into the 20s, 20 degrees,
Yeah.
you know, 20.
It got down to 26.
Yeah, and I'm like,
So
I was
you
talking to my neighbor, and I was like right next door, and he was like, I can try to like maybe put out some blankets for her, and I was like, these puppies are gonna freeze to death.
Yeah, for the few days before, our neighbor on our left, she was sleeping in front of his car, like in front of the garage. He's an older guy that doesn't have the energy or really the speed to keep up with her, and he was like, yeah, I might be able to set something up. And we're like, absolutely not. So I brought her in 3 days before she popped, basically. And we just did what we could and got some blankets out there and got everything set up, and it's just like, she can't.
Yeah.
She can't.
And I was having such a crisis because I'm like, we can't bring her inside, you know, this is like, you know, what about the ferret, what about the bunny, you know, we can try to see what we can do. And then I was like, maybe we can get her like in one of like the bigger closets that we have. And then so we just put her out in the shed, we ran to Target, we got a heater, we put the heater out there, we threw blankets out there, and we just checked every day to see if she gave birth. I woke up in the morning at like 9 a.m. I walked out and there were puppies. So yeah, it's just been a wild ride. It's been such an experience. I can't believe how fast they're growing. It feels like, it doesn't feel like it was only like 3 weeks ago.
No, honestly, it feels like time has slowed down with just this whole journey and how fast they're growing and how well they're doing and how chunky they are.
I know.
It's
they're
just
so,
like,
so chunky.
I'll go back through some of the content just to watch, and it'll be like 3 days ago. And I'm like, I feel like this has been weeks. It's like, was it really 3 days ago?
Believe me,
Yeah.
I would love to give you my neighbor's address. I would love for you guys to send them, you know, freaking glitter mail and everything. But unfortunately, if I give you my neighbor's address, I'm gonna dox myself. I am a content creator. I have another channel where I do ASMR. I have an Etsy, and I just, if I give you my address, I can get doxxed. So, and I own this house, so I don't think I'm gonna go anywhere anytime soon. If it was a rental, maybe, but yeah, no, they're just bad people. I mean, they just, what we heard on the grapevine was that they bred her, and the last time they bred her, they had a really hard time selling the puppies for like a profit. I don't know what happened to them. We weren't living here yet. This is just what we heard from the neighbors around our street. They live like behind us, like on the street behind us. And we just heard that they were having a hard time selling for puppies and making a profit, so they just gave up on the backyard breeding endeavor. They're just like party animals. They have loud, crazy music and like playing every
The
weekend.
fireworks.
Normally
man.
I don't care, because like we're gamers, we have gaming headsets, we've got those on, we don't really care. Whatever, you want to party on a Saturday, I don't care. But when it's a weekday and you're lighting off freaking fireworks, they'll light off fireworks anytime.
Any time of year.
And you know what? Around the 4th
It
of
was
July,
ridiculous.
they lit off fireworks every day of June, July, and August. Every
that was
day.
actually kind of insane.
It was horrible.
I almost admire the dedication to disrupt the neighborhood.
I'm
that
like,
often.
where are you getting all these fireworks? How do you have so many? And all they did, and then Solari would run over here and hide in our shed because she was so scared of
That was
the
the most
fireworks.
scared I'd ever seen her. They were lighting off fireworks, and I let her in because we have our security cameras that detect animals, and she came in, walked in front of me, walked into the shed, and just laid in the very back by herself. Normally she's really interactive with me, trusts me, really playful, but she just sort of sat there. And I was out there with her for like an hour and a half, just petting her and closed the door and just sat with her, and it just not pleasant.
Yeah, and I
yes, they do.
Yeah, they have kids. And I like I completely lost my train of thought. It's gone.
That's all right. Let's go see the puppies because
I did call. I called animal control.
Twice.
I called and then I also submitted online, and the officer actually called me. She was very nice. She really tried her best. The animal control officer really did her best to try to do something, but when she went over there, they denied that it was their dog. We have no proof. They have no, the officer has no proof, and if they find them and it goes to court, it'll just get thrown out because there's no proof that it's their dog. I asked the neighbors, nobody has pictures. So unfortunately, there really isn't anything that we can do. But let me tell you, every time their music goes past 10 p.m., your girl's on the phone. Every time they light fireworks, your girl's on the phone. I call the police station. Hey, the neighbors are playing music loud again. They got fireworks going off. I'm just,
after
what?
the legally.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, okay? But you know what? It's not our problem anymore, and they'll get theirs. I mean,
Indeed.
They'll get theirs.
So we're gonna go and try the connection with the puppies.
Yeah,
I
let's see what
refuse to
happens.
give these evil people any more thought.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Let's see what we can. Do you have the remote?
The remote is right there.
Please excuse our messy house. It's been a long couple of weeks, all right?
Just going in the back
I need
here.
my shoes here.
Oh well, I'll get everybody situated. So let's go outside.
Hi, Mama. Hi, Princess.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. Can I put you down for a second? Come here, baby. I know you don't know what the tripod is. Yes,
Hi, baby.
That's mommy.
Hi, baby. What you doing? You're so pretty.
All right, let me go ahead. Look us in. There's our pond right there, our koi pond.
So far, so good.
Yeah, and there's the shed. And then there's the 44-gallon we had to buy with nothing but puppy pads in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on, let me turn the lights on in here.
Hi, baby.
On. All right. There's those little nuggets back there. Let me close the door so you guys don't have to hear the waterfall and such.
Maybe.
Let me hold on. Let me get this all secured correctly.
Here, I'll move it forward so we
Yeah.
can get a little closer to the doggies. Mama's like, what is that thing? I don't know what that is.
Oh, look at this. Hold on. This is actually perfect timing to show some maintenance.
I know,
These were put in at lunch.
they're starting to look like dogs. Oh, there's a
Alright,
vicious dog fight over here. What is this?
I'll aim them over there really quick.
Yeah.
Switching out these puppy pads really quick.
Who's this? Who's this? Who's this?
Oh, this is little Aster. This is the little Gordita Crunch.
Hi, Gorda.
Don't bite my face. You cannot bite my face.
Yeah. She can and she will. Opal! Baby, I moved the mat 4 seconds ago,
Opal.
sweetie. Oh,
Oh, Mama will
goodness
clean it up, I
gracious.
guess.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's what they do. Every time you move the pads
They're
to clean them, they
psychic.
run and they pee.
They sprint to the underlayment and just. Okay.
What a good girl. Look at this good mama. You're such a good boy.
Yes. I'm gonna level with you guys. I don't think she's lab at all. She is a German Shepherd, I believe.
I think the reason why people maybe think that they're lab is because their faces are round and they're yellow.
It's because they're puppy.
But they're just round because they're puppies and they're yellow because she's a golden shepherd.
Yeah.
Look at how fat
I
his
don't think
neck
she's
gets.
lab at all.
Look at his fat neck. Look at this. Look at this. And he looks nothing like Aster. He looks like a little pit mix. Look at this. Oh, you got stinky breath.
Yes.
You got stinky breath.
Maybe.
Look at these legs. What am I gonna do with it? What am I gonna do with these? Is this Opal?
We've got a whole bunch of.
Is this the little Opal
chunkies.
princess?
Is that my princess?
Look at this.
Hi, princess.
I like the way that their head smells, but I do not like puppy breath. It's stinky.
It's stinky, but that's okay.
Can you give every pup a hug?
Every puppy? Hold on. Wait, let's wait until Mama settles down a little bit. She's just excited that we're out here.
Lay down. Down. Good girl. We're working on command. She's doing really well.
Oh, this is actually perfect timing, because it is her lunchtime.
Well, why don't we just wait for a minute? 'Cause it's gonna be noisy of her munching away over here. You're gonna be munching away? Well, up to you.
No, I'm gonna feed her. She'll
Let
be
me
fine.
see.
It's not particularly
Who's this? Don't
unsightly.
you growl at me.
Oh goodness, who's that? Is that
Gorda.
Gorda? Hi, baby.
She's growling.
Growly baby. All right. Is it all right? Come on, baby.
I went to pick her up and she started growling.
That's good.
Yeah, tan sable. Oh, nice. Yeah, so basically, we think that we don't know how many dogs that she bred with, but she was roaming. Excuse me. Excuse me. This is Cody. Is this Cody? Yeah, this is Cody. He's munching on my elbow. So she was roaming every day and when she was in heat. And so she could have bred with any number of dogs, but the ones that we think that she bred with were a white German Shepherd like her, a brindle box, what looks like maybe like boxer mix, it's kind of hard to say, and a little pit mix. And you can find that video in my shorts of the potential dads that we think maybe. How many needs homes? We currently, we have 2 that have forever homes. We have 1 that we might adopt. We're pretty sure we're gonna adopt her. And then the other ones need homes. So this is Cody, and he needs a home. This is little Cody. He's a little polar bear. This is, don't you growl. This is Bly, or Boots. He is going to need his forever home. Look at him, his legs are kind of starting to lighten here on the side. He's getting that little like brindle coloring. So cute. This is Rex. Rex will need a forever home. You bite. You bite. This is Gorda, or Aster, and this is who we are probably going to adopt ourselves. I wish we could, we really want to keep Mama, but it's just, it's too scary. We, last year in January, we had a parakeet that we had for 7 months with no issues with our other animals. My cats didn't look at him or anything. Well, he flew out of my office to go greet Grant in the kitchen, and I think he startled my cat because she swiped him out of the air. And birds have this thing where if they think that they're going to die, they just shut down and they die. And we lost our parakeet, Grant's best friend, very, very tragically, very, very traumatizing. I can't, we already have so many animals, and we already say goodbye to so many animals from disease and old age that I can't deal with another violent death. My heart can't take it. As much as we would really love to adopt Mama, I can't mentally, emotionally handle the stress that it will cause me every day, wondering if she's gonna react to our small animals. So it's just really scary. We wish we could adopt her, though. We love her, but I know she's gonna be really happy where she ends up.
We're in Victorville in Southern California.
Let me catch up with some of the comments. Oh, and
Who's this?
I missed one. I think I missed Opal.
Hi, Cody.
And this is Opal. This is the other girl. She's a smaller one, and she looks a little different than Gorda. Her fur is shorter, and she's got a little fat, wrinkly, piggy face. Let me read these comments. Let me see.
Wait. You got stinky breath. You smell like weed. Why?
Why do you smell like weed?
That's what puppy breath smells like. Everybody's like,
actually,
"I like the smell of
Aster
puppy
just
breath."
tried to
I
bite
don't
my
know.
earlobe, but they usually try to like bite my knee, my pants. Yeah, this is the Polar Bear Club.
Yes.
We're located in Victorville, California.
Is there like a middle ground you can put this thing where it's not so freaking butt cheeks?
If you bring it forward a little bit, it'll be.
I'm just too tall. Look at this. This is my like natural stance, and I have no eyes.
It's fine.
Whew. Okay, I
Here,
just have to get
there.
down.
No, I raised it. Oh,
That's
okay.
okay.
I
There's
raised
puppers
it.
down here.
There's Popper's nuts.
You can still see them.
Come here.
Who's this? Who's the kush? Who's this?
Yeah,
Oh, that's Rex.
it's just, you know, we had never really we actually put my he passed away on January 2nd. 2 days before that, I had put my rat down because he had cancer.
Zuko.
So I had to put my rat Zuko down because he had cancer, and then only like 2 weeks later, our ferret Momo died from COVID. So we got COVID, and she had the flu in December and got over it, and she got sick in January, and we thought she had her cold still because she was just coughing and sneezing, and then it started to get better. So we're like, okay, she's okay. But then one day I found her and she was like lethargic. I called every emergency hospital from Riverside to like San Diego, and nobody would take an emergency appointment for a ferret. And we tried to just wait it out. We woke up in the morning and she had passed away. So January last year was so tragic for us. It was just so hard. It was kind of a rough year last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Brett.
You were in my bed.
No, they really do look like polar bear
Yeah,
cubs.
polar bears. Except for my
Honestly, I feel like if we did keep her, I don't think the neighbors would be an issue. They don't care about
No,
her.
they literally don't
yeah.
care.
They were probably just in their mind thinking, someone will take her. We don't want to deal with it anymore. They do not care. And even if they tried, we can just tell, we have the report from the officer. I told her I was not giving her back. And
Yeah.
she's like, oh, well, do you want us to come get the dog? I said, no, we're taking care of her. We're taking care of the puppies, and they can't have her back because they abandoned her. And she's like, okay, they denied ownership. It's on file in the officer's
Yeah.
report.
So they can't try and claim her because they already claimed that they didn't
Yeah.
have her, and if they can prove that they did, then we can link the neglect to them, so they're
Yeah.
screwed either way. So they couldn't get her back if they
And
wanted her.
in cases, we were told, I don't know how true this is, he mentioned it before, but he said, like, he heard it on the phone when we were talking to one of the vets at
No, one of the shelters.
one of the shelters. They said that if, in cases of abandonment, once we keep her and have been taking care of her for 30 days without any contact from the owners or anything, she's legally ours.
That's the puppies.
Oh, the
Not
puppies?
mama, but the
Oh.
puppies.
Oh, the puppies.
After 30 days. But yeah, it's sort of like we have proof of animal control going over there twice. So if they suddenly decided to put forward proof that she was their dog, then we can prove the abuse and the neglect. And then,
Why
yeah.
you bark?
But as far as somebody asked earlier if any shelters are helping us, no. We called some and they all are full and could not offer financial or food support and
And-
said just do your best.
A lot of the shelters around here, they were like, we'd love to help you, but we're nonprofit, so we can't afford to like give you anything. They're all full from both Christmas, because people buy puppies and kittens and stuff around Christmas as gifts, and then people give them up when they realize that animals are work. And then also, he said everyone was going back to work after COVID, so they have like a lot of their shelters are full around here.
Oh,
And
thank
so,
you, Rainbow Dude. I didn't know that. Yeah, it applies to her as well.
Oh,
The
it
30-day
does.
rule. Yeah.
Yeah.
So some people have been like, oh, why didn't you contact a shelter around you? Why are like, we did.
Yeah.
And nobody has room. So it really makes it even more miraculous what happened
There were
with them and on YouTube and the support that we've received, because the normal channels didn't work for her.
And
they
there-
weren't open to
There
us.
were places that would take her, like animal control, but they would have euthanized her in 3 days.
Yeah.
They would have euthanized her in 3 days. And the likelihood of someone going in and taking a pregnant dog is so unlikely, she would have been euthanized. And we were just like, we'll just take care of her. We'll make it work.
Oh, look at you.
So we were just like talking to my family and seeing if they would help support us to help take care of it. And then the YouTube started taking off like crazy, and everybody just came together and stepped up, and now we've got all these little babies.
Yeah. The primary thing everybody was saying, of course the holidays are also difficult, but like she said, it was COVID. Everybody got dogs during lockdown while they were working from home, or they had more time for them. And now that people are going back to work, they're like, sorry, can't do this anymore. So everybody we've talked to is chock full. And just, it's not just a where we live problem. like you mentioned, you're in North Carolina and everything's full. We talked to people in New York and it's full, in Florida and it's full. Gracie, there is nobody in our area that can assist financially or with supplies and food. We got looked up we got hooked up with a vet tech friend.
We got lucky.
Through a friend of a friend, and got lucky with somebody that had some supplies and some counsel to give us.
My next door neighbor on the other side, she had a friend who does like stuff with Rover,
Somebody
I
is
guess like
biting
dog
my
walking
lower
or
back.
whatever. And she linked, that's the one whose name was Lisa, and then she linked me up with her vet tech friend whose name is also Lisa. And we went over there and she was an absolute angel sent from heaven. She gave us food and she gave us supplies, she gave us antibiotics for the puppies, like preventative medicine, precautionary. She gave us the food bowl, she gave us a whole bag of dog food, and she's going to vaccinate them and everything. It's absolutely incredible.
Well, here's the thing, Gracie, they're covered. We don't need a foster. The truth of the matter now is, because of this village of everybody helping and the donations that we've received and the assistance and the applications, we don't even need a foster.
No, I completely understand, Rainbow. I know that is a very difficult situation. I don't think that I don't think shelters are evil for having to euthanize animals. It happens. It's part of the overpopulation problem, and it's also part of bad owners make bad dogs. And people go into animals not being educated and not putting the time in that a dog requires to be a good dog. And then you have these dogs that are aggressive, they're violent, they have separation anxiety, they chew everything in sight. They have all these, they don't know how to walk on a leash, they're not potty trained. It's just all this whole thing where people, they don't want a dog that's a problem. Most people are not gonna go and be selfless and accept the problem dog. They want a perfect, obedient little angel that is already potty trained. And you know, the reason why this is such a big thing for us too is we have 35 animals we take care of every day that we, you know, have to check water and food and make sure everybody's clean. And now we're gonna potentially have a puppy that is ground zero. No idea what anything is, no idea how to do anything, is not potty trained, is not, you know, behavior trained. We're gonna have to teach basic commands, basic manners, and it's a big decision, and people don't realize that that is a big decision.
Yeah.
So we, my husky, when I had my husky, she had really bad separation anxiety, and so I just consumed content for training, talked to trainers for years and years and years and years, and and so I have all this plethora of dog knowledge. And so when we do adopt them out to people, we're actually going to also, hopefully, you know, we're going to give them like a playlist that just has all these really great informational videos of like force-free, pain-free, you know, positive reinforcement training.
Our favorite trainers.
Yeah, our favorite trainers on YouTube to help kind of set them up for success. We're going to work with the dogs, try to teach basic commands and potty training as best as we can in the 12 weeks that we're going to have them, and just do our best to try to help people at what breeders should be doing is getting people set up for success, and most importantly, getting the dog set up for success.
Hold on, duck down for a second just so you can show them all the, it's meal time right now.
Oh, is it?
Mama had hers, yeah, and now they're all cold. Who's it? Somebody's just on top for fun.
That's
It's
not
like-
right. Yeah.
No, not even. Is that,
Oh, I have no idea.
well, that's my pin.
When is the live ending? Probably soon. They're gonna eat and then they're gonna pass out really soon here, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're little poo-poo pee-pee monsters for sure.
Yeah, the main thing about training that we've been finding, especially even if people have, you know, stubborn dogs as adults, is they are so smart. They are so smart and they are so teachable. You just got to know what you're looking at. You know, what specific behavior you're looking at. So we watch a lot of It's Me or the Dog, which is I forget her name.
Victoria Stillwell.
Victoria Stillwell, who's brilliant.
So it's me or the dog, and then Zach
George?
George, dog training? Yeah.
Yes,
Zach
George.
It's,
is
if you
amazing.
guys want to watch, so It's Me or the Dog is more of like an entertainment show, but she does teach real tricks, and then she also has her secondary channel, which is like more like serious puppy training. And that one is, she has like the Victoria Stillwell Academy, but she's got her other channel. There's VS Positivity, and then there's one more. Shoot, I can't remember what it is. But I can make a video just going over that. And then also there's Zach George Puppy Training, who he does. I believe in force-free training. I believe that any dog can be taught without force, pain, dominance, or fear. And you know, studies have shown that dogs respond better and are better with training with positive reinforcement and no pain, no aggression. And I don't use e-collars. I don't, the alpha stuff has been debunked. So we want to be able to provide those types of resources for people. I think it will be really fun and really cool to be able to do that. I just lost my
What is it?
helmet.
A Cody?
Where did it go?
Watch them turn them off.
No, I just accidentally pulled it out of it. There it
YouTube
is.
has been doing wonders with
Oh, I
turning our
know.
comments
YouTube's
off.
been turning our comments off, like on every video.
Throttling our new releases, yeah.
Does anyone in this live have tips for teaching around 7 to 8 month pups not to pee on the floor? Yeah. Google Victoria Stillwell potty training and just watch like videos from her. Basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to confine them to a small puppy pen with pads all over the floor. You want to change that regularly, and then every day or every other day you want to remove one of the pads. So you kind of shrink their size that they're going to be using, and until they have like maybe 1 or 2 pads in the corner. And you're really just going to want to, they recommend that you take your dog out every hour for every month of life until 12 months. So you take them out, when they're 1 month old, you take them out, you know what I'm saying? I think I said that right. You take them out every hour, or like they can only hold their pee for as many hours as it is the months that they're alive. So if they're 7 months, they can only hold their pee for 7 hours. But it's recommended that when you're potty training, you take your dog out every hour. And I know that's really stressful, but you just have to take them out every hour, take them to the same spot, and as soon as they pee outside, you praise them tons, you give them treats, and you use a potty word like go potty or go pee or something.
As soon as they do the thing, you give them the command potty or go
Yeah.
pee or whatever it is that the command word is, and then they'll associate with going outside. But to just keep any confusion out, Victoria Stillwell, it's me the dog, or Zach George. Zach George is my favorite. He has more binge-worthy, like sit down for 30, 40 minutes and he'll work on an animal project for 6, 7, 8 episodes, so you can pick up everything.
Good night, Sky.
Good night.
As far as like a spay and neuter clause, I mean, I can look into it, but I don't really know how we would like enforce that legally or any, I don't know. We're only giving the puppies to people that have stable income, and their thoughts on spaying and neutering is that they want to spay and neuter their animals. So
What's our favorite kind of dog? My favorite dog is called a Northern Inuit. Northern Inuits are sort of like a wolf architecture dog that stunning breed, very hard to find in the United States. There's some breeders in the UK, and they use them as the young dire wolves in Game of Thrones. It's one of the most beautiful dogs I've ever seen.
thanks, Rainbow. Man, my favorite dog was a husky until I owned one. I think they're so funny.
Isn't that
And
the truth?
if I had to pick which is my favorite dog based on just their looks, I freaking love huskies. I think they're the most beautiful dog ever. I think they're so funny. I love their personalities. They're so funky. They're so rude sometimes. It just cracks me up. But I don't ever want to have a husky ever again. For me, I like dogs that are more, they actually prefer to work and follow commands. I'm more obedient, like German Shepherds, dogs that are like, Australian Shepherds, dogs that really live to follow commands, whereas huskies, they'll be like, I don't really feel like doing that. Because I just get really stressed. I have very high anxiety. And so I get very, very stressed when animals have a lot of issues. So it's just like, that's something that I've had to overcome. And, why this has been such an experience, but it's been so fun and it's been such a wonderful challenge. Yeah, Huskies are challenging. They really are.
Oh, somebody said pitties. I love
You know what?
Pitbulls.
I love pit bulls. I love their big fat heads. I love their big noggins. They crack me up. They have the funniest personality. I love how when they wag their tail, they wag their whole
Whole
butt.
body.
Their
It's
whole
so
butt.
funny.
And they're such cuddle bugs. Oh my god. They crack me up. Grew up with labs. Yeah, I grew up with a mutt. She was like some kind of Doberman mutt. And then another dog that was a golden lab, golden retriever lab mix, and then a little long-haired dachshund as well. My mom's dogs.
Any cat people? She is.
I'm a total cat
I
person.
am not a cat person.
Yeah, and when we ended up, we actually rehomed my husky because I spent about 5 years trying to work on her separation anxiety, and I could not help her. And I got to the point where she was so miserable that it was making me miserable. I was making her miserable because she knew I was miserable. And so it got to the point where I ended up rehoming her to a family that had a Malamute, and they had more experience training Huskies with issues. And I toiled with it for about 2 years, just like going through with it and then pulling back. And I finally decided it was best that she went with a family that was better equipped to deal with her problems.
Yeah.
And so I have no idea why the messages keep getting retracted, but
Because it's abominable filth.
oh.
Yeah, don't worry.
And so, I ended up rehoming her in November of 2021. And after we rehomed her, we were like, we're never getting another dog. We're just gonna have lizards and snakes and cats and rats and whatever. And then, my cat ended up getting diagnosed with something called megacolon. So now she's incontinent, so she can't keep her poo in her butt. So we call them shit sprints. She'll just take off running and just be pooping. It's something.
Yeah.
So she started getting behavioral problems. So it's been interesting. Animals, you never know. Sometimes they just do some things.
Yep. Oh, look at them. They're gone.
Yeah. 10 minutes of playtime and they're all unconscious.
Full of milk.
4-year-old boxer, pitbull mix. Oh, how cute. I have a story that pit bulls are so funny. I like Rottweilers too. My best friend growing up, she had a pit bull Rottweiler mix, and he was just the goofiest horse. And you'd come in and he would flip on his back and he would just pee everywhere. He'd be so excited, he'd just like a sprinkler. And one time I was like 17, and I snuck out of her house to go to a party or something. Well, I was like, hey, I'm gonna come back, later on tonight. She's like, okay. And the way that their house was, it was like you're looking at the front, and then you can go around the side, and there was like a bunch of stuff like boxes and things, and on the side, and then you had to kind of come around the back. Well, I was going over the side and along the fence, and then when I came around the back, I was kind of up like 5 or 6 feet on some boxes, and her dog Rocket, the Rottweiler pit mix, was sitting out there, and I don't think he could see me very well because it was dark, and I think he could just see my silhouette. I have never heard a growl like that come out of that dog. I thought I almost crapped my pants. I thought he was gonna kill me, and I was like, Rocket,
Yeah.
it's me!
When pit bulls are up in their chest,
Yeah,
it's like
it was the scariest sound I've ever heard, and I was like, Rocket, it's me! And he comes over real slow, and he sniffs the air, and then starts wiggling his butt everywhere, and he realized it was me. I thought he was gonna kill me. And I was just like, well, at least my friend is safe from intruders. So yeah, I love them. I think that they're great dogs. I know that people have had issues with bully mixes or whatever, but any dog can have problems. A bad owner makes a bad dog. So every dog, and that's one of the other reasons why we're very, very, we really want people to get the DNA and the health test, because they'll get the potential health risks with the health side, but they'll also know what kind of breed the dog is, so they can better give them the best care, because different dogs need different care. And I fully believe that there are some universal things to working with dogs, but I do believe that different dogs can end up needing different care, different attention, different way that you treat them, play with them, work with them. I just feel like it will just be the best information for the people that are adopting them. Favorite candy or treat? I like anything lemony. I like Lucas. It's my favorite.
I like anything gummy, so I like some of my favorite candies. I like those Twizzlers that you can pull apart, like string cheese. Whoa, those are so nice, and then I just bite them. Sour Patch Kids, the watermelons, anything that's gummy, and usually cloaked in sugar, so I can have like 3, and then yeah.
Yeah, I understand. So the DNA tests on Embark are usually $200, but we have a referral code that gives the person redeeming it $60 off.
Yeah.
So our adoption fee, our adoption requirements are just that it's $140 to buy the test, and then they can send it to their own house and activate it, and then they just need to have a vet appointment set up prior to picking the puppy up. So just with their local vet, something that's set up, a full checkup, and make sure that the puppies are all good to go. And then we'll send them with their vaccination card and everything so that they can get set up with a vet locally, and the puppy already has its own vet
Yeah.
for any issues that come up
Just
in the
everything
future.
that we can get in advance. So the DNA test, so that they're aware of any possible congenital issues or breed issues, and then their first vet appointment. They're already vaccinated. We're already handling all of that. They're already going to have toys and their first collar and leash and harness and everything. It's just everything that we can do to make sure that they're launching forward, upward in their new lives, and just
Yeah, and that's kind of how we feel about the breed banning. That's how we feel about ferrets. It's like a
Yeah.
super stupid, outdated
ferrets being
law.
banned, and hedgehogs.
People basically
God forbid.
people basically thought that people would adopt a ferret or buy a ferret and then release it into the wild and it would become invasive. But there are only a few reputable ferret breeders in the U.S. and they always sell their ferrets neutered and spayed, because if a female ferret goes into heat and doesn't mate, she'll die.
Yeah. What a life to live.
Yeah,
If they don't breed, they will
They're so
die.
dramatic that if they don't mate, they just die. So any ferret that you get from a PetSmart or from a breeder will be spayed or neutered. And so there's no way, and they have no sense of direction. No sense of direction. You let them loose in your backyard, they're gone. They're not like cats and dogs where they know how to find their way home.
They have
are gone.
almost no instincts.
So it's like, I don't know why you would think they'd become invasive when they literally are just these big, long cats that are big, long, stinky cats that are just noodles.
Yes, it was for ferrets. It is, Dan. It is life or death.
It
for a
really
ferret.
is.
They're called
so
Jills.
dramatic.
Female ferrets are called Jills.
Yeah, no, I agree, Dan. The breed bans are just dumb. I think they're stupid.
The invasive, I believe, with ferrets, the thing is, California specifically, we used to have a lot of chicken farmers, and there was a fear that the ferrets would kill chickens and get into coops, because they technically can be trained to hunt and do a number of things, but we don't really have that problem anymore. We don't have a bunch of chicken farmers along the countryside.
Hey, look, if someone wants to get rid of their ferret, I'm more than happy to take it, okay?
Off the
More
record.
than happy.
We didn't say
Off the
that.
record.
I didn't hear it. They didn't hear
Hypothetically.
that.
Hypothetically.
Princess? She's unconscious. Princess didn't hear it.
I'm scared for my puppy to get spayed this month. My last cat died from an allergic reaction. I think that it's very uncommon, but that animals can have an allergic reaction to the anesthesia.
Yeah. Anesthesia can sometimes cause issues, very rarely from allergies. And if they're older or obese, sometimes they can have respiratory issues that can be fatal.
It's so rare, and the pros of spaying outweigh the cons of risk, in my opinion. There's just no reason not to spay your animal. It reduces their stress, especially in males, neutering males. It reduces their stress, because imagine you have this incredibly high sex drive, but you can't have sex ever, and you're always on edge and stress and everything. And yeah, I mean, if it all comes down to it, you can just try to go with a different vet. But unfortunately, that does happen. But I think it was a fluke, because I have had a husky, 3 cats that have been spayed. All my animals have been neutered and spayed growing up, and I've never had issues. It's always gone very smoothly. I would just talk to your vet, just tell them, hey, I had a cat that passed away from an allergic reaction.
This is my worry.
This is my fear, and they can walk you through it. And really, if you're that concerned, normally that kind of stuff, you'll see it. They'll know right away if the animal has issues. So just tell your vet about your concerns, and I'm sure they can walk you through everything.
No worries,
Good
Jen. Thanks
night.
for showing up.
Yeah, oh my god. We want another ferret sometimes. I don't know if you guys know this, but 2 or more ferrets is called a business. So,
Yes.
yeah, we support small businesses.
Yes. Love to be small business owners.
Yeah.
They're so precious. Let's see.
Pet ferret. How? I don't understand. Like,
Oh my god.
I can't believe they
Yeah,
released the ferret in the
He
woods.
would have walked forward in a straight line until he gave up under a tree
Yeah.
and then died. They're just
Yeah.
they're not the
Sometimes
brightest.
he'll just be walking
bulbs.
and he'll just pass out
He gives
in
up.
the
yeah.
hallway. They sploot like on their belly and their legs out, and we just say, "Oh, he gave up." Sometimes he's just so tired that he'll just give up.
Oh, somebody found him. Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
thank God.
The
Little
story
guy.
has a happy ending. That would have been us. Yeah, we were hiking a few months ago.
I would crash the car if I saw
Yeah.
a ferret on the
I
side
would
of the
die.
road.
we
Just
were hiking
to
a
get
few
to it.
months ago, and if there's a hiking trail by our house where when you go down, there's like a water area. There's like a little stream that goes through, and there's like we run into some beavers one time,
I know.
and
A family of
Yeah,
beavers.
it
They're
was
not
it was-
supposed to be this far south
we
where
have
we
no
live.
idea.
We don't know how they got there, but it was a mom and a dad and a little
A
beef.
little baby
Little
beaver.
baby beef.
But we were hiking and we found a California green tree frog and brought him home. So we have that little guy. He has his own tank. He's just living his best life.
So fat.
He's so
Looks
fat.
like Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah. I have a video of him eating a mealworm on my Instagram. he tried to eat my finger, so it was just funny.
Frogs love fingies. They think they're baby corn.
I
No,
know,
no,
Southern California.
Southern California.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be down here, but they must have just
Yeah.
made their way down. And
They're-
like I said, there's a little stream, probably about, what would you say, 50 feet across, maybe?
No, more than that.
More than that?
Where you saw them, yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably.
It's more like a stream / swamp. I don't know how that water feature's there, but it is. But we like to go down there during when it's like not too hot. We can go down there and look at
We
all
love
the
to go herping.
wildlife.
We like to go
Yeah,
find
we look for
wildlife.
herping where you just look for snakes and red lizards. We just like to take pictures of them. Yeah, who knows? I don't know. I have no idea why
I
they
wonder
went
how
down
Beeve
there.
is doing.
Yeah,
we should post
just
the
we
video.
would just
of
be like,
Beeve.
oh, where's Beeve?
Little guy.
Yeah, what do you
Good Lord,
you
told
wanna-
him to go to sleep.
Do you want to wrap up now?
Yeah.
We just
why don't
wanted to
wrap
go
it up?
live, go over all the mail, let you guys see the puppies.
Yeah, they're unconscious
Maybe
now.
we'll try to go live maybe like once or twice a week, just so you guys can kind of see and hang out, and it's kind of more this personal feel.
But maybe at the very end, just so we can tell people to skip, just do some rapid fire stuff. Mama is getting spayed on March 30th and having all of her vaccinations up to date. There are still 5 puppies that are still available, and we have our links to our donations and our Amazon wish list and to those adoption applications in our link tree. Yeah, Jet and Mandrake are the ones that are already taken. We love you, all of you,
Our village.
our village.
Yeah, you're our family
And,
now. There's no escaping it.
And there is a very high likelihood that we roll these resources, thanks to your guys' generosity, into other animals in need once they're gone.
Yes.
So once everybody's rehomed, you guys are going to see all the new owners, everything that we can get from them, the reactions, everything,
Yeah.
and potentially rolling that into other animals that need help.
We really
in the
want to
future.
continue to do this since everybody
Yeah,
everybody's
instead
so
of it
wonderful.
just cutting off and then you never see us again.
we
because
never knew this would be our calling, but here we are.
yeah, this is what we do anyway. Like I said, we foster the guinea pig, we have our little special needs ferret, and we just, it's a different world with your guys' support. So thank you so much. Yeah.
So thank you everyone. Good night, get some rest, and we will continue to post puppies all day, every day for the next two and a half months.
And really quick, let me show you sleeping mama over here. Good night, mama.
She figured her bed out finally.
Thank you guys.